All Hail Caesar, an American Love Story is a travel show, but due to these unprecedented times, the Caesar currently cannot take to the road. So in this episode, the Caesar will bring the road to us. All Hail Caesar, an American Love Story was not filmed before a live audience.
Ah, yeah! Everybody loves the Caesar. The whole world loves him too. Oh, look at you.
Hello, everybody! It's me, Caesar!
Ah, yeah!
Hello, everybody! Hello, everybody! It's me, Caesar! Oh. Look at you. Look at you. You all look gorgeous! Oh! Atlanta! The Caesar lived for some time in Atlanta. I lived downtown. The Caesar lived on the corner of Peachtree and Peachtree. Atlanta. The lost civilization. The lost city. Some scholars believe that the Greek philosopher Plato invented Atlanta. He called it a near perfect paradise, where the Caesar, he calls it a perfect paradise. Atlanta. We all know from the history books that during the Civil War, Atlanta attacked Athens, and the gods were not happy. And the gods punished Atlanta, and Atlanta sank to the bottom of the sea. What the fudge? But Atlanta rose from its watery grave and brought us Coca-Cola and Merrimack's Tea House, where the Caesar first experienced okra, my favorite talk show host, and personal inspiration. Atlanta, come with me, my friend. Dance break! It's hero time! A time when the Caesar gets to chat with a local hero, and I cannot wait to introduce my next guest. Representing Atlanta, please welcome the one, the only, Dr. Karla. Hello, Doctor.
Hello.
It's so wonderful to see you. My love, how are you these days?
Oh my gosh, how am I? I'm going to tell you for real. I am fired up. I am exhausted. I am committed. And I am ecstatically, romantically happy.
Oh, I want to hear about that part, quite frankly, about the romance part. Now, Doctor, we've been hearing so much about you in the news, and it's all spread like wildfire. And perhaps you can share with our millions of viewers out there exactly what you've been up to these days.
I am a double board certified physician here in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, Georgia. It's very interesting. I started doing urgent care 2 years ago, which is a completely different kind of medicine. It's shift work, no continuity, so I don't see the same patient every time. Here I go doing urgent care at a time when then the pandemic comes this year, and I am now taking care of patients coming in sick and having to then take care of those patients, testing those patients, determining who gets admitted to the hospital and who gets a chance to go home, discussing all the testing and the quarantining and the social distancing. And so, every time I work, I'm dealing with the public and watching people socially distance and not come in for that, baseball associated injury, but having people, elderly folks coming in, people with chronic diseases coming in to be tested, and then sending a lot of those people to the hospital for admission for COVID.
Thank you so much for all you do. I must ask you, what can we do? What can the public do to help the cause?
Wow. I'm going to get all philosophical on you, okay? From a space of, when I look at you, I see myself, that there is no disconnection, that there is no space between us, that we are truly all one people. Remember that it isn't about you. It really is about your neighbor, that I really am responsible and I really am my brother's keeper. I'd say socially distance, wear your mask. I try not to watch the news a lot right now because seeing people at the beaches and like chilling, having a good time, makes me really feel like all of the sacrifice that I'm making and that other healthcare providers are making is for naught. So I'd say, love your neighbor as yourself, because where there really is no space between us, we are all one. Stay with the people that you love and just stay in. So we get some numbers down. We haven't gotten there yet.
Thank you, doctor, so much. Thank you. I would like to give you the opportunity to share a charity that we all can contribute to during this time that perhaps you support yourself.
I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you one that's international, and I'm going to give you one that's local. I have a real heart as a physician that I think that as I don't consider myself a doctor, I consider myself a health care provider. And I think there's nothing better, no charity better than Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders actually goes internationally. And I love that idea, well, I've got privileges at this hospital, I got credentials to do this thing. It really takes all of that off. And it's really, as a physician, as a provider of healthcare, how can I serve the world?
What a beautiful cause, doctor.
Thank you. And then the second one is the Atlanta Food Bank. We always think about a food bank taking care of people who are generally, or we'll call chronically, homeless or destitute. But look at how many people have become acutely, or in a close way, homeless or destitute with no food. And that's been people that have been kind of displaced financially by the pandemic.
Well, thank you for that. And we will put it out there to the world. You are magnificent. You're an inspiration. And Dr. Karla, I must ask you, who is making a difference for you at this time?
Wow. Okay. So first of all, I gotta say, my romantically, amazingly wonderful husband, we've been married 7 months, Kenneth Strickland, baby, couldn't do it without you. He hasn't wavered 1 second. He's right there with me, getting me undressed at the door so I can take off all my doctor clothes, and he loves on me so well. The second person I have to say is my mother. It made me cry. My mother is truly the original, truly liberal. She raised me to believe that nobody's better than anybody else, and that everything I have is truly by the grace of God, and that my job while I'm on this earth is to give it away so that on my headstone, it says used up, spent, nothing left. So Mama, God, I love you so much. And I hate not seeing you. And when I do see you, I hate not hugging you. I miss you. But thank you for giving me a spirit that says I'm going to be unafraid and I'm going to say what needs to be said whenever. The third person is Elizabeth McMahon. Elizabeth works at the front desk at my office. And every time she comes to work and we work together, she comes back and gives me a hug and tells me that she loves me. So tell somebody that you love them. Tell someone that they matter and that all the sacrifice that they're making makes a difference. And then the fourth, of course, would be my family, my children, Heather, who's 36, Hunter, who's 28, and Ian, who's almost 23, and my grandson, Trey, and their spouses and boyfriends and girlfriends and friends, just for loving me and building me up and reminding me of who I am when I forget, and for really giving me, invigorating me, because this is very, very exhausting, both mentally and physically. So thanks for the opportunity to acknowledge those people. Liz, I know you're freaking out that I said your name.
I'm freaking out because you just told me you have a 36-year-old. I don't think that's possible. What are you talking about? That's insanity.
57 and proud of it. I earned every gray hair in this head.
Me too. You're the best. I'll see you in Atlanta. I can't wait.
I'm serious. I'm gonna hold you to it.
We'll have some Krispy Kreme donuts and maybe a couple martinis. Thank you for your beautiful spirit throughout this time and always.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for the time.
All hail. Dance break!
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. It's buddy time. It's buddy time! A time when the Caesar has a little chat with a special buddy, and today is no exception. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet one of my bestest buddies, Puddles. Puddles' favorite food is pie and coffee. Puddles' favorite actor is Kevin Costner. Puddles sweats when he swims. Puddles once ate 65 bananas just to see if it could be done. It can! Puddles is not always sad, but Puddles is always up for a good cry. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet my pal, the star of Puddles' Pity Party, Puddles!
Hey, how are you, my friend? It's so good to see you. Oh, you look magnificent. You look so fit. Tall and tan and young and lovely. Yeah, you fixed it. I love it. Puddles and I, we go back, my friends, for so many years. We grew up together. We were little babies together, really. And we were Cubs, yeah, tiny little Cub Scouts together. We never met Wibbolov. We never met Eagle Scouts. Never met Boy Scouts. We were Cub Scouts. We were cute. We had so much fun together. I got to play with Puddles. Puddles got to play with the Caesar. We would pitch our tents. We would tie our knots. We would rub our sticks to make fire. Puddles, those were simpler times, eh? These times are a little more, how you say, complicated. So much to negotiate, navigate. How are you doing these days? Me too. You know, the two of us are travelers. We're troubadours. Played how many hundreds, maybe thousands of cities? A ton. And we've intersected all over the world. Great grand places like Milwaukee. All hail Caesar and American Love Story. It's about the different towns, and I know you have some affiliation with a great town, a city that the Caesar knows very well, Atlanta. And I would like to give a chance to my good buddy to mention 3 of his favorite places. Just shout out. It's all yours, Puddles. Oh, Napoleon's Grill. Leon's Full Service. Green Sprout. Vegan joint, you love it, eh? Magnifique! And now, my friend, we do a little game here. I know I like games. I remember you like games. And this is called a 5 and 10. And in 5 and 10, we'll flash 5 iconic sights. And you have to guess which one in 10 seconds, okay? Now, I'm going to count it down now, all right, Puddles? You ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Swan House, Aquarium, World of Coke, Ponce Market. Beltline.
Perfect! I'd like to give you an opportunity to share, Puddles, one of your favorite charities for our millions of viewers out there. All yours. The Giving Kitchen. Perfect. This brings back a lot of memories spending time with you, Puddles. And I miss you, I have to say. You've been one busy little bee, have you not? Oh, I miss spending time with you. You're so popular. Sometimes I feel like I have to wait in line just to get your attention.
I
I know you stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me.
And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be living with me.
And afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two.
And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
I can see it in your eyes, you still despise the same old lies you've heard the night before.
And though it's just a line to you, for me it's true, and never seemed so right before.
I practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come through.
And then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you.
The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and oh, the night's so blue.
And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
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 I love you, Puddles. And thank you, Oliver Marland. Hail Caesar. Hail Oliver. Back to quarantining. This has been so fun reconnecting with you, Puddles. How can I thank you enough? Oh, I love you, Puddles. Oh. Perhaps we could do it again sometime, eh? I don't know when. Yes! Thank you, my angel Puddles.
Ah, yeah!
Yes! We love you, Atlanta! Everybody loves the Caesar, and the theater loves you too. Look at you.
Ah, yeah!
Little Butter, you have to cheer up. I know it is a heavy burden, this show business, but you're doing it for the people. The people, come on, buck up. Abu. Who's got your nose? Who's got your nose, little buddy? Uncle Caesar's got your nose. You are here for the people. Oh, the people. Oh, I'm glad you got to see that because we both love you and we want to spend a little time with you. So why don't you subscribe right here and you can cheer up my little buddy, okay? Say hi to the people, little buddy. Hi to the people, little buddy. See you soon. The people.
Ah!